Hello and welcome to Galatta Plus. In this video review episode, we are going to be talking about Sudha Kongara's Parasakthi. The film is a frantic, underwhelming political drama. Sivakarthikeyan and RaviMohan battle it out in Tamil Nadu when the centre imposes Hindi as the official language. But despite a lot of research, Parasakthi never becomes the fiery slice of history that it wants to be. That's a short take. A longer review follows and it may contain spoilers.
டார்லிங் சோலார் 20,500 முன்பணத்தில் இப்பொழுது சோலார் மூலம் இலவச மின்சாரம்.
ரகங்கள் பலவிதம், ஒவ்வொன்றும் உலகத்தரம். தமிழக உற்பத்தியில் உங்கள் அனுஜ் டைல்ஸ்.
This festive season, travel the world with Grand Royal Tours.
What is language? Sudha Kongara's new film, Parasakthi, answers this question right at the beginning. It has these words, Oru inathoda uyir kaathu. In other words, language is the air that we breathe. And the film that follows is about the attempts to choke a community. The centre decides to make Hindi the official language throughout the country. And this proves a major problem, not just for Tamils, but also people from other non-Hindi states. Parasakthi focuses on a Tamilian who's cleverly named Cheriyan. The Che part of the name suggests a revolutionary, and the Ra in the middle is a letter that is not in the Hindi alphabet. Sivakarthikeyan plays Cheriyan with all the earnestness and anger at his disposal, and he is slowly joined by people from other non-Hindi states. But in trying to paint a broad picture of a Tamilian protest that is one of the Dravidian movement's signature events, the film tries to do too much and ends up meaning very little. Parasakthi opens with peak drama when Cheriyan is trying to stop a train, and this big stretch establishes the problem that will persist throughout. The pace is frantic, the editing is hectic, and there is no breathing space. Sudha stages scenes in the midst of action, which means that people are saying things while doing other things, and some of these things fly by too fast or don't register at all. When Cheriyan tells a Hindi-speaking family that he is not against their language or against them as a community, the cuts are so fast that the words don't seem to be coming from a human being. They seem to be coming from a script. The words sound like they are being read out or recited. They don't sound like they are coming from the heart. When someone close to Cheriyan dies, it's like some random stranger died. We don't feel Cheriyan's emotion because the bond between him and the dead man has been established only in the most generic manner. If there is a word that describes Parasakthi, it is generic. The romance between Cheriyan and Ratnamala, played by Sri Leela, is generic, with two severely ill-timed songs. The first song kills the mood. The second song appears just after the interval point and it kills the mood even more. And what is this mood that we want? We want sustained, seething anger. We want frustration. We want desperation. We get none of this. Despite the breadth of the screenplay's geography, the film feels oddly contained. It's as though everything has happened in the same backyard. Ravi K. Chandran does a valiant job of lighting up the screen, and the film does look gorgeously old-fashioned, but the film doesn't feel old-fashioned or like a period piece. It feels very contemporary, and the attempt to mainstreamize things by having star cameos from other states looks like a mistake. This kind of casting stunt may work in an all-out commercial venture like Jailer, but here it's terribly distracting. I never thought I'd see the day when Sudha would resort to the kind of sentimental manipulation where we are asked to weep for a young woman, a young mother with an infant. But that's exactly what happens here. When a character named Ayakanna is detailed in a hurry, we know that he will die 2 scenes later, and that's exactly what happens. Fire becomes a major symbol. We see bodies on fire. We see trains on fire. In a bit of symbolism that works on paper, Cheriyan works as a man who fuels trains with coal. But the film stays cold and at an arm's distance. None of the characters come alive. A restrained RaviMohan plays the villain, and he gets a fascinating backstory. He's the product of a Tamil father who abandoned his Hindi-speaking mother. You can project all kinds of things onto him about why he hates Tamil and Tamilians despite having some of the same blood in his veins, but this bit is mentioned at the start and at the end, and at other times, he is just a bad guy who's after the hero. The texture written in doesn't translate on screen. The same could be said about Ratnamala, who is Sudha's weakest female character. She's both a coy and simpering heroine as well as a revolutionary, and the mix just doesn't come off. Atharvaa is reduced to a token presence as Cheriyan's brother. The film's period references are too forced. At one point, the villain listens to a Guru Dutt song, Waqt Ne Kiya, and nowhere else is he shown to be a music lover. The Atharvaa character stops the screening of a Shammi Kapoor movie and instead plays the original Parasakthi, as opposed to, say, some random Gemini Ganeshan movie or the big hit of the time. When Cherian plays a song on the gramophone, it is Aval Shendamir Tenmoriyal. In this effort to make everything mean something, the film loses the sense of everydayness and casualness that filled every pore of Irudhi Sutru, which remains Sudha's best film. It feels like you're constantly being preached at. It feels like you are in a history classroom and not in a movie. And what a history lesson this could have been. Imagine a time, the 1960s, when someone from Madurai or Trichy or Tirunelveli or Chidambaram walked into a post office and found that the money order form wasn't entirely in Hindi. Imagine learning Hindi but discovering that you are still at a disadvantage when compared to native Hindi speakers. Imagine having to go all the way to Hindi-speaking Delhi to make your point heard. But all we hear in Parasakthi is G.V. Prakash's huge score that triple underlines every emotion. Yes, I understand that mainstream filmmaking is a weird beast, but didn't Tani Oruvan, to take a random movie, show us that you can make a big hit with a focused screenplay, solid plotting and character building? I want to give Sudha the benefit of the doubt. Maybe the censor issues resulted in scenes looking so disjointed, but even then there can be no excuse for the songs and a second half sequence that actually builds like an interval point midway into the second half. Parasakthi is an underwhelming film for many reasons, and the biggest reason may be the lost opportunity to enshrine a potent moment in our politics and bring it alive for a new generation. That's it about Parasakthi. If you like this video review, do subscribe to Galatta Plus and see you soon at the movies.
டார்லிங் சோலார் 20,500 முன்பணத்தில் இப்பொழுது சோலார் மூலம் இலவச மின்சாரம்.
ரகங்கள் பலவிதம், ஒவ்வொன்றும் உலகத்தரம். தமிழக உற்பத்தியில் உங்கள் அனுஜ் டைல்ஸ்.
This festive season, travel the world with Grand Royal Tours.